G'day everyone, welcome back to the food room. Today we're here and we're going to have a go at making honey biscuits. So before we make a start of doing any of our cooking, we need to make sure our hygiene is sorted. So again, surprise, my hair is up. I've been over to the sink area and I've washed my hands for my 20 seconds or singing the length of that happy birthday. And my apron is looking smashing and it's all on. So we're going to turn our oven on to 180. That's already on, my partner's already put that on. So one of the things we focus about when we're actually in the food room is safety with our ovens, both gas and electric. So once the oven is turned on by a partner, it's the other partner's responsibility to check the oven. And then myself and my food assistant, we actually go around the food room and make sure the ovens are turned on properly and safely. If students are unsure, then we bring them back and show them. And in that way, we both know that the ovens are sorted in the room and we can keep going on with our lesson. Our ingredients today, we need our 80 grams of butter, which is measured and ready to go for us. We need half a cup of honey. Now that's actually been measured out because I'm telling you, sometimes when those kids are getting sticky ingredients, it just goes everywhere. We also need a quarter of a cup of brown sugar, 2 cups of self-raising flour, 1 egg that's over there lightly beaten. Now this is something I wasn't quite sure what it was. It's Demerara sugar. Demerara sugar. See, I told you I wasn't sure. So what this does is this is going to get rolled on the outside of our biscuit. So that's something I haven't done before. So we'll see how it all goes. First thing we're going to make a start on doing is melting our butter and our honey. Now, you don't need to crank the flame up. So we have a burning burno in the classroom because I'm on a gas stove top. So I'm actually going to turn that down quite low, and then I'm going to add all our beautiful butter in our fry pan, nothing left in there. And then even though I want to stick my finger in the honey, that's definitely not allowed while we're doing a cooking class. And I love honey. I actually have a flow hive and I have a Langstroth box, so I actually get my own honey. This isn't my own honey though. Now, you want to make sure you get all of these wet ingredients. Oh, I can already see, can you see that butter melting in there? You want to get all of your wet ingredients out of the measuring jug so that you balance those dry ingredients and your biscuit is not too dry. Oh, I think there's a bit more onto that. Now, the recipe that I've included in here, the instructions have, once your butter and your honey is cooked, you can put it on a wet cloth to cool it down. Now, if you need to do that, if your students crank up the flame and really get your butter being over melted. But I've got it on a nice, go down and see the flame? I've got it on a nice low flame and you can see that it's melting nicely. I am just going to keep an eye on that because I think that will happen really quite quickly. As soon as that's done, I was going to say I'm just going to turn that straight off. Okay, that's ready. Now what we're going to head over and do is start to collect some of our dry ingredients. So one of your chefs can be doing those wet ingredients and then your other chef can actually be collecting those dry ingredients. So we're going to get our brown sugar. Again, we're going to take a spoonful measuring cup of our sugar, squash that in a little, flatten it off, and then that goes in the bowl. And then we're going to get our I did read this earlier, flour, and we're going to get 2 cups of our self-raising flour. So what do? I can hear you saying, we get a heat cup. There's 1. There's 2. And again, it's really important that all your ingredients have their own utensils and equipment, so you're not cross-contaminating everything. And as exciting as it is to watch me sift, sifting is kind of cool, but we don't need it to go everywhere. That one gets done. And we're going to take our egg, put that in our food scrap container. Add that into our mixture. Just going to go back over to that stove top and give that a stir. Sorry, Crystal. So you can see we've got our dry ingredients, and that's going to get a bit of a stir because there's our egg in that. I'm then going to make a bit of a well. I'm going to grab our wet ingredients, which is our, do you remember what it was? It's our butter and our honey. Oh, look at all that. Now you want to try and get as much of the wet ingredients out as possible. That's going to have a stir. And our demerara sugar is there ready to go. So this bowl sits in the middle of your 2 chefs, or your 2 students, or you and your partner. And you can see we've got 2 baking trays ready to go. Just going to give that a little bit more of a mix. I can smell the honey. I can absolutely smell it. I do have a bit of a thing for honey. Okay, oh, that looks awesome. Okay, so now what we're going to do is grab our spoonful of mixture. We're going to roll it up in a bit of a ball. Now I grabbed my mixture and it's not too bad, but it's a tiny little bit sticky. So if you wanted to just dip your fingers into some extra flour, that will just help with that. And then it gets rolled in the demerara. Oh, it's so beautiful and soft, I kid you not. Now mine isn't a beautiful ball shape, but a little bit of push and shove there, you get it where it wants to go. Oh, the mixture is warm. Dip your fingers in the flour. Roll it in the sugar. Okay, so you can see our biscuits have been put on their baking paper and on their tray, and they're going to go into the oven. We're going to make sure the oven door is completely open. We've got one tray going in the top and one going in the bottom, and they're going to be in there for about 15 minutes, so we'll come back and see how they've turned out. Okay, my filmer has left for the moment. So I'm getting my biscuits out of the oven. I've opened the oven door completely. Oh, look at that. That's gonna sit on a baking tray. You can see I'm using oven mitts. I'm making sure the heat from the oven is not hitting me in the face. And there we have our honey biscuits with Jumeirah sugar on the outside. Enjoy!